You live inside systems you were trained not to notice. There was a time when debt was not ordinary. It was not background. It was not routine. It appeared rarely, and when it did, it demanded attention. And when it did, it disrupted something. Debt was a signal, a sign that something had gone wrong. A failed harvest, a damaged business, an unexpected crisis. It was temporary. You entered it carefully, and you tried to leave as quickly as possible. It carried weight, not just financial weight, moral weight, social weight. To owe was to feel exposed. It meant imbalance. It meant vulnerability. And because it was visible, it demanded resolution. Debt did not structure daily life. It interrupted it. It was not assumed in the design of survival. It was not built into education or housing or movement. It did not define the architecture of adulthood. It was an exception. And exceptions are meant to end. Debt did not suddenly explode. It did something quieter. It blended in. It settled into housing, into the walls, into the rent, into the mortgage. You live inside systems you were trained not to notice. It organized access. Who could move? Who could stay? Who could advance? We didn't notice the shift because nothing dramatic happened. The ground didn't crack. The sky didn't fall. We just stepped on. And that's when it changed. Not suddenly, not violently, but structurally. Debt stopped interrupting life. It started organizing it. We didn't sign a new contract. We just stepped onto a track that had already been laid. The direction was set. The distance was unclear, but the movement had begun. It rose around us, quietly. Steel, glass, symmetry. It didn't feel personal. It felt inevitable. Scale shifted. We became smaller. The system became taller, and we adjusted. Without noticing, everything moved in lines, in stacks, in schedules. Nothing stopped, and neither did we. Motion replaced reflection. Speed replaced doubt. You didn't ask if it was normal. You asked if you were behind. It blended into the horizon, into the skyline, into expectation. That stopped standing out. It became background air. No one announced the change. No one voted on it. But by the time we looked up, it wasn't being built anymore. It was finished. And we were already inside it. Time was divided, measured, assigned. Days were no longer empty. They were structured. Layers piled on top of each other. Files within files, systems within rooms. Movement had a direction. Up, down, forward, backward, efficient, inefficient. Every hour had a value. Every value had a weight. Every weight had a number. Life no longer felt interrupted. It felt organized, indexed, optimized. And our debt was whispered in our ears. You owe. And once it becomes normal, it becomes invisible. Not because it disappears, but because we stop questioning it. Systems rarely announce themselves. They arrive quietly, through routines, through habits, and through expectations you don't even realize when they begin. You work longer and take fewer risks. You postpone your freedom in order to earn it later. Not because someone told you to. Not because someone told you to do it this way. Because you are in debt to the place you live, to the bills, to your friends, to the banks. Debt feels personal, it feels normal. But it isn't. It is structural. And like every system, this one too works best when nobody notices it. And like any system, this one works best when no one is watching. This channel exists to make the system visible.